Supervisor Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. 2 months ago, we saw the barbaric and unprovoked terrorist attack on Israel by Hamas. Although Hamas claimed responsibility, we know their actions are aided by others, such as the Islamic Republic of Iran. We also know that money's the mother's milk of terrorism. In fact, the U.S. Department of State found as recently as 2020 that the Islamic Republic of Iran provided approximately $100 million annually to terrorist organizations such as Hamas and Hezbollah and other terrorist groups. Sadly, Hamas recently, during their murderous attack in Israel, cost over 1,200 lives. It's critical that the San Diego County investment funds are not playing a role in the funding of terrorist groups and their activities around the world. Today's board action mirrors my state assembly bill, AB 221. This landmark piece of legislation aligned our investment strategy with Bill Clinton's federal sanctions. It started a national movement that 28 legislatures followed, and Governor Schwarzenegger announced signing the bill into law on the floor of the UN. AB 221 required CalPERS and CalSTRS, California Employment Retirement System, and the California State Teachers Retirement System to divest from companies that violated federal sanctions by doing business in the Islamic Republic. Now, I will tell you, everyone said at that time, oh, it's illegal, we're not doing it. Everyone was shocked to learn that our state had invested more than $24 billion with a B of our public pensions violating U.S. sanctions in the Islamic Republic of Iran. This action was necessary to stop the flow of taxpayers' money to the Islamic Republic of Iran. Today, those sanctions are still in place. And so what I'm asking is that we do three things. One, I'd like to know what our our retirement system's doing to protect that they aren't illegally invested, that they provide the Board of Supervisors with an annual report, because these companies change and the federal government issues who the companies are, but there's frequently a huge lag time. Right now, in the state legislature, because of AB 221, every 6 months they do a report updating it and making sure that they are abiding by those federal laws. And then the third component is, if they have to change their investment strategy, I ask that they do it to comply with U.S. sanctions. Now, the Deutsche Bank violated those sanctions, and under the Bush 43 administration, federal government confiscated $258 million. So these sanctions are real. They are going after it. But what we found in 28 states, what we found almost universally was that between 2 and 5% of the portfolios were violating U.S. sanctions because nobody asked the question to have a report. All I'm asking is that we account for the money that we invest. This is not hard, it's not expensive. It's relatively easy. When I ran the bill, everyone said it was impossible. And yet, within 30 days of the bill passing, they were able to comply. So we all know that money's the mother's milk of terrorism. Nowhere in my board letter did it mention anybody but the Islamic Republic of Iran. It didn't use Palestine, Muslim, or anything else, because many of the witnesses, one of the gentlemen that spoke at my press conference this morning was a torture victim from Iran. He's Iranian. He'd love to return to his country, but as long as the Islamic Republic of Iran is in power, he'll never be able to return. He was a torture victim during the student uprising. He was a student journalist, and they broke his hands on more than one occasion. So with that, I'd like to make the motion to ask that we have proof that we are not violating U.S. sanctions. Thank you.
So we have a motion and a second. Please vote.
Chairwoman Vargas, that motion passes with Supervisor Montgomery Steppe voting no, all other supervisors being present and voting aye.